But with me being busy this week and a lot of stuff going on and barely doing a lot of audio this week, I can finally get another one in really quick and get it done. And that's the last Paranormal Activity movie. Thank God. 2015's Paranormal Activity, The Ghost Dimension. Now, this was supposed to be released at the same year that I think Paranormal Activity The Marked One was coming out. That was supposed to come out, I think, in October of 2014. But they waited a year later and thought, you know what, let's try harder, I guess, or something. And boy, I didn't do that because they fell hard. So, the plot for this one, yeah, there's actually a plot. And that's Ryan, played by Chris Murray, and his wife Emily, played by Britt Shaw, and their 7-year-old daughter Leela, played by Ivy George. They're preparing for Christmas in their new home. But after finding old and mysterious camcorder and everything else, he quickly learns that it can record strange apparitions that are invisible to the naked eye. When the young daughter starts talking to an imaginary friend displaying strange behavior, the couple soon find themselves in a terrifying battle with a supernatural force. Going into this movie, I was regretting it. Because this is like, oh, the first time you will see the activity. That's bullshit. Because, for one, we don't need that. Because in any other movies, even the marked ones or something, we didn't see any. We didn't see nothing. We didn't see none of the spook. But in this one, they're like, hey, let's show you the footage with this magical camcorder. What the fuck? This movie's god awful. This is one of the worst found footage movies I've ever seen. Mainly because of the fact that it just doesn't work with this one. And we've seen everything. Not to mention the fact that we've seen everything. You're just seeing it from what it looks like now. And it looks god awful. We'll talk about all of it, trust me. But, I mean, this is the Gregory Plotkin. This is his directorial debut. I feel bad because this did nothing for his career. But, hey, you know what? Let's get it done, get it over with. Let's talk about it. This movie is awful. It's god awful. I mean, it's in my top 5 worst of 2015. This is probably the worst horror movie I've seen in 2015. And that says a lot, because I saw Sinister 2. And this was more worse. Can you pretty much tell? So let's just start. The acting is horrible. It's generic cookie cutter characters. You get the generic ass father. You get the generic ass mother. You get the generic ass family member. You get the generic ass kid that doesn't get scared with this shit or anything. And it's like, oh, okay. And then we get this basic bullshit plots that we don't need to fucking see. And you get this priest and everything. It's like, fucking really? What sucks, though, we'll talk about it, but there's a lot of things that sucks about it. But yeah, the acting overall is horrible. I mean, it really is bad. They're nobodies, and they're like, yeah, let's put them in. The writing is terrible. There's 4 writers that did this, and apparently they didn't know what the fuck to do. It's like they really didn't know what the fuck to write. They're like, all right, let's put this in, let's put this in. In fact, let's mix all the scripts from Paranormal Activity and put them all into one. There we go. The stuff that was wrong with it. There we go. Really, guys, we don't need to see this shit again. In fact, talking about it and making me tell you, hey, you've seen this shit before. Well, let's talk about it. You've seen this shit before. I mean, after like 4 main story of Paranormal Activity and then the marked ones, how would you not see this shit before? Like, good God, guys. This was in 2015, and you've seen everything, even from found footage and everything. You've seen it before. I mean, you see like, oh, shit's moving and everything. It's not like that basic, oh, shit's moving, oh, a chair's moving and everything. Oh, you get some of that, but it's so bad, I was like, we don't need to see it. It's like, oh, but it doesn't help this time for the fact that you're seeing this shit. Oh, hey, I guess who jumped in the middle of my review, by the way. It's good. It's good old Jeremy. How you doing today?
I'm kidding.
Oh, hey, how you doing today? We're talking about Paranormal Activity. Have you seen this movie, The Ghost Dimension?
Do I want to?
No, you don't need to, but I've already talked about that. This is horrible. Good? It's horrible. It's one of the worst movies of 2015. I've talked about the acting, horrible. Writing, horrible. cookie cutter characters and everything, found footage, seen it before. That's the thing you probably ran about the most, right? Is that you've seen this shit before by this point. So yeah. Oh, the worst thing about this movie, and I'm like, why the living fuck would they do this? This is the first found footage movie that I know of that's in 3D. Now, the fact that they need 3D for this, something's wrong here. Like, why would you need 3D for a found footage movie? Not to mention the fact that when you see this creature to what it looks like, and even in 3D, it looks horrible. I mean, it really is. This creature thing looks like the worst symbiote parts of Spider-Man 3. I'm not kidding. And everyone has said this. That's how bad it is. It looks like god-awful special effects garbage. Holy shit. Like, have you seen special effects that look horrible?
I have not.
I mean, there's some at the top of my head are pretty bad, but for horror movies, it's horrible. Like, it really fucking is. And like I said, for the first time you will see the activity, that's bullshit. Because, you know, why would we need this? Like, and for some fucking reason, and I keep screwing this up thinking about it, how do I, you know what, hold on. I need to talk about one thing that I know I'm going to need to talk about because it's not good at all.
PewDiePie, what are you doing?
Uh-huh.
Ow, you
Are you okay over there?
used this claw and you know how they do it like a hook?
Yeah.
You did that.
Well, then that's awkward.
No, it hurts when he has the claw in, you know.
Oh, yeah. Let me see here.
I was gonna watch a pay-per-view where Seth has to defend his U.S. title and WWE World title. Does Seth lose the U.S. title?
I have no clue, man. I don't know.
How do you get the U.S. title?
I have no clue, Jeremy. This is weird stuff in my review. Okay, I'm just gonna talk about it because I know what it is. They have an old camera that's magical that gets to show you the activity. Okay, you know the new cameras we get nowadays? It acts like a new camera, but it's so fucking old. Despite the fact that old cameras are less technology and less of, 6x9 or stuff like that than what it is today. Like, the way a new camera looks, the old camera acts like that. As if that's fucking stupid enough, we have illogic camera bullshit. We don't fucking need it. But we do because, hey, it's illogical world time, and this is paranormal activity. We have a magical camera, so, hey, that makes a lot of sense. So, yeah, hey, you know what? Whatever. What the fuck ever by this point. So, yeah, all that's really stupid. I didn't care anything about that. It's like if I give a fuck about the characters enough. Nah, I don't give a fuck about this. But, oh, gee, I always forget to mention this. Or try to. Let's talk about those jump scares. They're horrible. They really are. I mean, looking at the creature and you get to see, it's like, oh, hey, we get to see it right there. But even when you don't see it, you already know what it fucking looks like. So, what the fuck's the point with it? So, I mean, why? It's like, yeah, that happened. And when they're getting attacked and everything, and this creature does this thing, like Toby, it's Toby apparently, or something. I don't fucking know. But it looked really bad. And then you get those cliche stuff going on in this horror movie, and I was like, good job. Good job. This movie is boring as fuck. Like, I had moments of falling asleep and everything. Like, constantly everything wrong on that. It's like, sure, I mean, we can mix all this plot stuff together, but we're focusing on 1, 2, and 3. 4 don't fucking matter. Why? I don't know. The marked ones don't matter, which I expect that because it's a fucking spinoff, so who cares? But they're not focusing on 4, which is bullshit in my opinion. It continued the fucking story. I don't get it. So, hey, whatever. What the fuck ever. So let's keep going with this review, shall we? There's moments in here to where it's stupid. Like, there's a thing to where Christy and Katie, young Katie and Christy, they're a video. And in the real life, like, the girl sneezes, I guess, and she sneezes, and they're like, bless you. It's like, all right, hey, sure. I mean, we got all this logical stuff. I mean, sure, why not? I mean, that's bad enough. But, I mean, when they have all this stuff going on with the little girl and Toby and all this, I didn't fucking care. Like, I was like, hey, how about you just burn the house and all of you die? Like,
Can't we please just slit everyone's throat, burn the house down, and blow everyone up?
it's terrible. Like, everything they did wrong with this is terrible. Like, there's no reason to have all this happen. It's all stupid. And Toby's reasoning from all this, it's so fucking... We'll talk about the end, trust me, because I don't want to talk about how bad it is. Because that way, because it tries to set up everything that you've asked questions for. And before saying it, which I will, I'm going to say it right off, it doesn't answer anything. Like, this is the final one. It didn't answer shit. I'll talk, no worries. Let's talk about it.
There's more questions than answers.
Exactly. It's like in Saw 7, where, oh, you have all your questions answered, but really they don't, honestly. It's like in this one, but this is more worse than that. It doesn't solve anything. In Saw 3D, like Saw 7, you're like, okay, you know what? We got something answered. But in this one, it barely does. So, I mean, you get the priest scene, which you've seen that shit before, as if that's cliche fucking enough. I mean, how many horror movies have you seen that's got a priest involved?
Almost every time.
Exactly, and they did it with this one. And Paranormal Activity 1, when they were trying to do something like that, I was like, alright, I understand this point. But it's so stupid.
The first couple of Paranormals, they did pretty good, but it seems like they didn't take their time with this.
Yeah, and I think someone convinced that Toby is a demon linked to a cult called the Midwives. Which I think that's linking to the marked ones, which I'm like, oh, it's a spinoff. Why the fuck will we... Why? So the guy researches it and realizes they killed a family in Nevada to a boy named Hunter. Which, if you don't get that already, that was the one from Paranormal Activity 2 and 4. So yeah, and then he searches the tapes and everything, and
it's the Paranormal Activity one where they tried to kill that thing in the house, but it killed everyone.
Yeah, but you get to see what it looks like, and boy, it looks terrible. Oh man, it's god awful. It's like,
is there a way to kill it?
Nope. There was a scene, if I remember correctly, there's a scene to where someone's burning shit. I think, like, Toby tells the girl to do shit and everything. I think there's a scene, where she's burning shit or something. I'm trying to remember it all. But, there's scenes to where he's telling her to do shit, the little girl. It's stupid.
Like they said she looks horrible, but only a fellow demon can kill her.
I don't know. This is so illogic. It's not answering shit by this point, so I don't fucking care. I mean, look at this. We went from Monday to talk about Don't Breathe to Friday to a shit one called The Last Paranormal Activity movie. Yep, we sold ourselves right here. This is what we got.
I watched a movie who I thought looked pretty good, but I don't know.
What?
I watched Split.
We'll talk about it. Don't worry. I'll see it, then we'll talk about it. Don't worry.
What did you think about it?
Pretty good, but we'll talk about it. No worries soon. But the first act is so stupid. You've seen this shit already. I mean, it's not like that simple. Oh, yeah, this is cliche already. I mean, it's not simple. We don't give a fuck. I mean, oh, it's setting up for Christmas time and everything. Who fucking cares? This is a horror movie. You know they're gonna all fucking die.
I mean, cliche or not, you can make the cliches damn good if you take your time.
I mean, it's fucking obvious. I mean, you get the jump scare bullshit. You get this camera illogic bullshit. You get these things where they're showing the videos and like, oh yeah, they actually can understand you. They speak to you. It's like, yeah, okay, let's do that. Because why not? That makes a lot more sense.
I think this movie should have been the movie where you find more out about the demon than what you know.
Yeah, we'll talk about the third act. Trust me. We'll talk about it. But I mean, the second act is boring as fuck. I mean, he's like, oh, it's doing his research and everything. Let's show the demon a little bit. And I was like, you get the magical camera and everything. I was like, all right. When they're showing the things of what's going on during the second act and everything with this magical camera, I didn't fucking care, and it looked all horrible. I mean, showing it, imagine people in the theater in 3D watching it. Like, fucking really? Give me a break with
Next
this
thing
shit.
you know, people just start walking out.
Feels like it. But I mean, from the stuff that I said before him coming in here and him hearing what I'm saying, I mean, it's all horrible. The acting is horrible. The writing is god awful. And you have 4 fucking writers. I mean, how can you fucking fail? I mean, this is Jason Blum. I mean, he's like, hey, we don't give a shit anymore. Let's just do it. Like, really? I mean, they're trying to set up for 1, 2, and 3, not fucking 4, which that pisses me off. I mean, you get the cliche, oh, jump scares, oh, hey, some shit's moving, but what makes it worse that you get to see it this time for a good majority of it. So that made it worse. The atmosphere is so ridiculous. It's terrible. The found footage element sucks. The 3D, it's probably horrible. I mean, I can say that right now. It was probably horrible.
The writers knew it was going to be horrible from the fucking beginning.
And the way they say, oh, this old camera acts like new and magical was all stupid and horrible. I mean, really? We're all making this shit illogical enough. We don't need this. And probably everything else that I mentioned in the review, it's all horrible. I mean, it really is. Cookie cutter characters. You get the generic ass father, mother, son, or kid, or whatever the fuck it is, family member, who cares? But I feel like I said everything else. Well, let's talk about the third act. Okay, so, for some fucking reason, oh yeah, you get that father Todd, where he's coming back to cleanse the house and everything, and he's trying to I guess, kill the demon, I guess, or trap it or something. But the demon just shakes the house, and he's dead and dragged away by Toby. Yeah, that's a thing. So they leave, and then you get just them trying to get away from it, I guess. And this is someone starts to vomit blood all over someone, but the blood burns them, killing them. Yeah, really? Fucking really?
Blood blended in the color of acid is what it was.
That's so fucking stupid. And then, you know, the little girl flees, and then the mother and the father, they're going to chase her upstairs. The father gets killed, okay, with an arm implanted through his chest, like impales him. Okay, alright, good enough. So the little girl sprints away into a portal in her room, with the mother following her. They arrive at the, Katie and Christy's mother house in 1992, where they find the young Katie confront the human version of Toby. So then the mother pleads with the demon to spare her and is killed by him and her body tossed at the camera, and it flips over. She identifies the demon Toby, and the two walk off, and the camera cuts. That's it. We got it. Fuck! I mean, really? What the fuck? This makes no fucking sense. Like, really? A portal in the girl's room.
The girl knew something about it.
And yeah, as you can tell by this, look at that shit. Fucking really? The first time you will see the activity. That doesn't help your series enough. I mean, even with the ones like Paranormal Activity 3, yeah, we give it a C+. We've seen that shit before, but you know what? We didn't see the demon. That made it interesting. This, you got to see the demon, and boy, it looked horrible. Like I said, it looked like the worst effects of Venom from Spider-Man 3. I'm not kidding. It's how bad it was. Like, really? It's like, God damn. Well, what happens to horror movies these days? Movies like these. Can we not try hard enough anymore? Oh, there's some that do. But series like these, they're like, oh, we got some sequels in. Let's just not try anymore by the end of it. Every fucking time.
What do people not get? Every single movie in a trilogy or a series counts.
Every fucking time. I can give examples. The Friday the 13th movies. Yeah, you seen Jason Go Manhattan? Oh, shit. Freddy Krueger. Nightmare on Elm Street. He makes a baby. Okay. Then you get Cedar Chucky, where he makes a baby. All right, sure.
And then you got the Halloween movies. They messed up on one of them.
Like Halloween Resurrection?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. And then even Saw 5, even though it's not bad, but it just disappoints. Horror movies with sequels in, like, after 3, they're not going to do great. As the ones I just mentioned. There's some other ones, too, but the ones I can think of, those are some. And thank you for mentioning Halloween, because they got some, too. But, I mean, what happened to horror movie sequels like this? What happened? They want you to know more about the story, but they fuck up. I don't understand the purpose of this. Do directors just not fucking care anymore? I mean, this is the same year that Blumhouse did The Boy Next Door and The Gallows, correct?
Yeah.
I mean, what the fuck happened here? Can they just not try anymore? I mean, and this is the same year they did The Visit. So what the fuck happened here? They didn't care about the series anymore? They thought, yeah, let's throw random shit on the screen. Let's throw a bunch of shit on the screen.
And you know what? You cannot sit here and tell me that you guys are trying, because I know you're not. We know you can make great movies. We've seen it before, but yet it seems like this day and age, no director gives a flying shit about anything but themselves.
And this director actually was the editor of 2, 3, and 4 and the spinoff. So how the fuck did this go wrong? Like, really? You had a director that did the marked ones, that was bad, but this one is the editor, and it made it more worse. Why? And what's the purpose of the 3D? Is it just to catch?
If he did bad on one of them, what makes you think he'd do good on another one?
And what's the purpose of 3D? Are you just cashing in on money? Is that what this is about? Is that what it's about anymore? Seriously?
Because if you guys are, you're doing a pretty damn horrible job at it.
I mean, I know I'm still ranting by the end after all I'm talking about it, but stop making movies like these garbage. I'm sorry, but some horror movies, they piss me off. Beyond belief. Holy shit. I'm a horror junkie. I love horror movies. Some of them are bad. I can still enjoy them. And I can call them decent. But movies like these, they need to fucking stop. But they won't, because we're going to get more of them. Holy shit. They're not going to stop. They're going to keep going and keep going to the day we fucking die. And after the day we fucking die, it's going to keep going to have more shitty horror movies.
You know, it's pretty sad when I've seen new directors do a damn good job on movies, but yet these ones who obviously know what they're doing and know how to make a movie can't do it worth a crap.
I give examples that new directors that do great on them. Like, for example, Oculus and Ouija Origin of Evil. I forgot the director's name. Mike Flanagan. That's a director that can show horror movies. And there's another one I forgot, but it's a director that did It Follows. Great horror movie. And he's unknown. He did great. What the fuck is with this? It's like...
And yet you're the director who should know what he's doing.
Fuck. I'm sorry I'm ranting, but guys, this is bad. Like, fucking atrocious. This is probably one of the worst found footage movies I think I've ever seen with Devils Do. This is how bad this is. Like, I don't understand it. We evolved in the found footage movie aspect. Even him, he's probably seen found footage movies too. We've seen the elements on found footage movies lately. There's some that do great, like The Visit, As I Love So Below, a couple of other ones. Those are great examples of found footage elements. This is god-awful garbage. But we're going to get more garbage. I mean, even from last year and this year. Of course we're going to get more garbage. What do you expect with this shit?
It seems like no one cares these days.
Exactly. Especially in the horror movies. Please show some fucking respect. That's why horror movies are always divided nowadays. Because you either do great ones or bad ones. And this is a prime example of what we get. So I'm just going to end this review now and get it done before I write more. Overall, this is fucking horrible. God-awful garbage that I have seen.
I wish for every movie that was horrible, we could just bash it on with a baseball bat.
Yeah, I'm glad you haven't seen this, because now you don't have to see this now, because this is really horrible. I mean, the acting is generic, horrible, cookie cutter bullshit. The writing is horrible. The editing is horrible. Everything's horrible. The jump scares, the element of the atmosphere.
And the thing that pisses me off the most is they blame it on the actors. But I blame it on the directors and editors. They know what they're doing. They should be able to do this correctly.
Exactly.
And it's pretty hard to do it when you got shittiness to work with.
And with the camera bullshit and the magical camera bullshit, acting brand new and everything, that's all fucking horrible too.
How are these actors even supposed to be trying if they don't get nothing to work with?
And the story of this is all horrible. They fucked the story up completely. As if they gave a shit by this point. I mean, what's the fucking point of it? It's like they fucked the story up through other movies.
I mean,
but in the other ones, they tried.
And in every trilogy, there's gonna be a bad movie.
Yeah.
But you gotta learn to step up from that.
And the priest cliche bullshit. We don't need to see this shit again, but we get it every fucking time.
But, just like you point out in Saw, the fifth one wasn't that great, but they stepped it up in the sixth one.
Exactly.
That's what they need to start doing.
Exactly. But this one didn't. And the way they ended it, like I mentioned it in there, it was bullshit. I mean, I didn't give two fucks. Like, did I give two fucks? No, I didn't give two fucks, but I had to watch it. So apparently I had to give two fucks, apparently.
The only time you want to give two fucks is when the ending is actually pretty damn interesting.
But yeah, overall, this is all fucking horrible. You know what I'm gonna give it. By all means, you know what I'm gonna give it.
A flat F in hell.
That's what you're probably gonna give it. I'm gonna give Paranormal Activity, The Ghost Dimension, without a fucking doubt, an F. Oh my god, fucking horrible.
And an S for shittiness.
Oh, you can give that, but I give it the F. The F. The flat out fucking F it deserves.
Shittiness that should never have been produced.
Yeah, this is a prime example of what horror movies shouldn't do. People, critics, directors, everyone, even fans, pay attention to this shit because this is what you should not pay attention to.
It's pretty sad when critics can point out the obvious crap that they're doing and directors don't even know. Shoot, I guarantee you that 4-year-old did better on that movie than they did, and that's pretty damn sad.
Exactly.
And yet, you claim you're an expert director.
Yeah.
Yet when you make movies like this, then you wonder why you don't get looked at the same ever again. Well, I wonder why.
I'll also end this review so I can get it done. That was my review for Paranormal Activity, The Ghost Dimension. I want to get this done. Finally got this fucking series done because these last two were horrible. And I had to really think hard on what to say about this. And boy, I'm glad you were in it too because boy, I had fun with this fucking piece of shit.
I really hope they fired him and put a new director in.
We'll see how it goes. Maybe it is not the final one, but we'll see. So yeah, that's the review, guys. I'll get some more in soon. I've been busy this week, but I'll get some more in soon. But that's my review, guys. And until next time, peace out.
And critics would agree if it's 100%. They would.
True.
No, I guarantee you some of these critics would do better than they would.
That's for sure. Well,
there you go.
Peace out, people.